Yandere Simulator is supported by the following sponsors.
แล้วก็สวัสดีทุกคนกันด้วยนะคะโอ้โหยันเดอร์สปิเตอร์ภาพเบลอเลยเล่นโหมดไหนดีคะทุกคนโหมดนี้โหมดนี้ดิใครโหมดนี้กด1ใครเอาโหมดนี้กด2แต่พี่จะเอาโหมดนี้นะเราจะพาไปดู
กลิ่นอับเวลาตากผ้าข้ามคืนชมไม่กลัวใช้ดาวนี่ด้วยไนท์เพอร์ฟูมเพร์ลช่วยต้าน
ทุกคนเดี๋ยวจะพาไปฟังแหลกจังไม่กดรอเลย
My name is Genko Kunahito, and I am the guidance counselor at Academy High. Starting today, I will be attempting to rehabilitate a set of students who have begun to exhibit severely antisocial behavior. I will be documenting this process in the form of audio recordings. If I succeed in my efforts, then the information contained within these recordings may one day prove useful to others in my line of work who are faced with the challenge of reforming wayward students. Last year, 5 students at this school were subjected to severe bullying. At the time, my policy was to require students to provide me with irrefutable evidence of wrongdoing before taking disciplinary measures toward anyone accused of misbehavior. Because no student was able to provide concrete proof that the bullying was taking place, I refused to take action in accordance with my normal protocol. To be frank, there is no decision in my life that I regret more than this one. A long period of sustained harassment and a lack of intervention from the school faculty had a strong negative impact on the victims. From what I have been told, they were considering a suicide pact at the time when the bullying was at its worst. However, a remarkable event occurred that pushed them in a drastically different direction. The details of this event are vague, and stories about this event are heavily embellished and sensationalized. However, this is what I know for certain. A few weeks ago, a group of students from another school gathered outside of the entrance to Academy High. They were waiting for a certain student to arrive, a young woman named Osoro Shidesu. Osoro had somehow offended them, and they were planning to retaliate by beating her up in front of the school. Apparently, they wanted to make it clear that they would not tolerate disrespect from anyone at Academy High. Again, the details are fuzzy, but what really matters is what happened next. Osoro single-handedly fought off the group of students that tried to assault her. It's difficult to know how she accomplished this because every version of the story is different. Some reports state that she defeated 10 simultaneously. The story and the same say she was bare-fisted the entire time. All versions of the story end the same way, with Osoro standing at the school's entrance, splattered with blood, surrounded by the maimed bodies of her enemies. Allegedly, she took a coat from one of the students she had defeated and draped it around her shoulders as a trophy commemorating her victory. To this day, she attends school while wearing a tattered coat. For most students, that coat alone is enough evidence that this inconceivable event actually took place. The 5 students who were being bullied were present when Osoro's triumph occurred. They witnessed her achievement firsthand. Instantly, Osoro became an icon to them, a physical embodiment of the idea that a single person can stand against a group of tormentors and prevail. From that day forward, they idolized her, worshipped her like a goddess. They started following her around school at all hours, like baby ducks following their mother. And eventually, they began to imitate her. Osoro had demonstrated that violence was a viable solution to their problems, and that a fearsome reputation would keep their enemies away. The 5 bullied students began acting exactly like Osoro. Gruff, unfriendly, standoffish. They dyed their hair blonde, exactly like hers. They styled their hair to give themselves the appearance of rebellious punks, and began carrying long, blunt objects at all times. They began showing up late to class, disrespecting faculty members, and so forth. They were originally targeted by bullies because they were the meekest students at school, and now they had become the exact opposite. Needless to say, the bullying stopped, but at a cost. The rest of the students at school began to
เขา
fear
มีกัน
them
หม
and
ด
avoid
กั
them,
น
referring to them as the delinquents. Perhaps this is exactly what they wanted. Perhaps they'd rather be feared and hated than bullied and victimized. Regardless, the faculty and the headmaster began to view them as a growing problem. The headmaster refused to accept the presence
เล่น
of
ไม่ได้
delinquents at a prestigious school like
Ready
Academy
for
High.
mission?
In the most recent faculty meeting, he announced that he was going to expel them all, including Osoro, purely for being a negative influence. However, someone stopped him. Someone spoke up in the delinquents'
Feeling picky today, are we?
defense. It took a lot of begging, a lot of pleading, a lot of bargaining, but someone managed to stop the headmaster from expelling the delinquents. That someone was me. I feel responsible. No, I am responsible for what happened to those 5 students. I should have stepped in when I heard the initial report. The delinquents' defense. It took a lot of begging, a lot of pleading, a lot of bargaining, but someone managed to stop the headmaster from expelling the delinquents. That someone was me. I feel responsible. No, I am responsible for what happened to those 5 students. I should have stepped in when I heard the initial reports of bullying. I should have put a stop to it when I had the chance. If I'd taken action back then, they never would have been driven to such desperate measures. They never would have taken such an antisocial path and turned out the way they did. Osoro is not the problem here. I am the problem.
Who's ready to hatch some cool pets? Click here to make your very
You are not welcome here.
You killed someone. Someone who had friends, loved ones, hopes, dreams,
เล่าก่อนนะ
plans for the future, memories of
You can't be here. Your aura is too dark. You will attract evil spirits. I'm sorry. Please leave.
Please leave.
Kill someone. You shouldn't be walking around school like nothing happened. You should be in prison. I don't know how you got away with it, but I don't want you anywhere near me. Get out.
You are not welcome here. Leave at once. Don't try to pretend like everything is normal. Leave. You sick, disgusting monster. I don't know how you live with yourself.
Good luck.
Go away, or my latest invention will use.
I apologize, but
ไปดูต่อใน EP 2 นะ บ๊ายบาย